Hey there, so this is Remni here, and fun fact, this is the third time that I've attempted this exact video, but I am showcasing Echo Files because I've been working on this for a really long time. Now, I'm going to be using this and just generally using what I've unlocked, but yeah. Now, I do have a file that has everything unlocked for dev purposes, but I'm not using it, so we're just going to go right in here. And I will be doing playthroughs with multiple of these because it's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna have a lot of different playthroughs I'm doing. If it sounds like I'm talking a lot, that's because I am. It's rather silent, aside from background noise from like whatever the heck is going on. So, you know. Also, fun fact, I do have Cookie Clicker in the background. You wanna guess why? Because it works better if I have it open and not closed. Because there is no way to get perfect offline stuff, no perfect idling, unless you cheat it in, which I am not doing. So I did need to heal a little bit. But yeah. In case y'all don't know how the game works and you can't guess my gameplay, you don't want to be in that red area, because that means the boss sees you, and if it sees you, I can show you guys here, the boss becomes way more difficult. As you can tell, they'll use different attacks, they'll do stuff that makes it harder for you. They're generally just going to be a pain to deal with if you're fighting like that. Also, the giant red circle on the ground, if you couldn't tell, is where bosses spawn. The fact that I need to explain this is kind of funny, but I'm explaining it anyways, because if you want to play the game, it'd be helpful to know how it works. Now, I'll be just showing what I unlocked after every area, since each area unlocks like 6 different things, more if you do the last area, because that one has more stuff, but yeah. The final boss is going to be absolutely insane if I can make it to him in my first attempt somehow, but yeah, whenever I die, I'll just show off what I've gotten so far, give people time to look at the logs and stuff if you don't want to go through the game yourself, but yeah. I'm just gonna, he's gonna go down soon because he's darkened quite a bit. That's also another mechanic. Once bosses get damaged enough, they darken a lot. It's basically just a good way of telling that, hey, this boss is damaged. Aside from just having a health bar, because I'm not adding health bars. It's way more interesting when there's no health bars, but you'll know you're making progress once the boss gets darker. Ow, though, that hurt, man. Your health, as you can tell, is indicated by the screen, which will, turn red whenever you get hit by something. Like that. Now, the more damage it does, the more red your screen gets, and at some point you will just have like an entirely red screen, which indicates you're going to die. An entirely red corner is more like the entire screen doesn't just turn red. That'd be really annoying, but yeah. Slide on up over here. Alright, let's go deal with this guy. This guy unlocks the first of some new weapons, but I'm gonna keep going until I die in this game. So we're gonna see just how long I can make it. If anyone that actually knows who the heck I am is watching this thing, please play the darn game. I've worked way too hard on this thing. If you don't know who I am, aside from the channel and you're watching this thing, play the game if you feel like it, if it looks fun. If it doesn't, great, then don't force yourself to do something you don't want to do, mate. I'm not going to encourage that. These cutscenes take forever. There's, quite frankly, several different things that could be improved upon in them, most notably how outlines are, but because Scratch's editor is stupid with how outlines work, I can't really do much about that. Yeah. Ow. Didn't hurt too bad though. My screen isn't that bad banged up. Yeah, he's down. I got him. Alright, let's deal with you. As you can tell by the fast-moving projectiles, no-hitting these two bosses in particular is going to be real fun when I have to upload that video, because there is a no-hit mode, and I'm subjecting myself to every single mode in here. I'm not doing all the combos of modes. I might upload videos for fun that have me doing those, but I'm not actively going to be doing that. Also, this guy is genuinely a bit more difficult when he can't see you, because of the amount of poison he emits. If you just keep going in a circle around you, you'll be fine, but yeah. Generally have to be way more careful about it. Also, if you're gonna heal, wait to do it until the boss fight is later in the fight. Unless you're on the red, as in, yeah, your screen is half covered with red and you're about to collapse and do a crumpled heap. Yeah. Yeah, this took me a while though. The neat part is trying to come up with attacks that work well for it not seeing you, because I still have to have a chance of hitting the player. Some of them outright target the player even though the boss itself can't see you in later game parts. But for this guy in particular, it's also kind of fun because, you know, he's a guy that essentially just takes your stuff. As you can tell, he's taking a lot of your guys' equipment. He's using the Vesta shoulder pads, and the lore behind this guy is pretty interesting, because he's one of the few enemies that actually has some lore in the logbook about the general lore of the game. Pretty much, because there's a really long entry for Boss 15, I'll probably have that at least be shown for unlocking stuff. But from what I remember about my own lore, because I suck at remembering things and I didn't write it down, there's like different squadrons. I'm pretty sure 5 of them were sent out. So there's a bunch of different soldiers with IDs based on like the number they were at the time they got in. Like the number of soldiers there were plus 1. If there were 0 soldiers and a soldier came in, they'd be named ES1, Echo Soldier 1. And the organization's goal is mainly to gather data on and subdue these creatures. It doesn't necessarily mean killing them, but because almost all of them are extremely hostile, it usually requires that. Oh, this guy's fun to deal with. You have to stay near his head, but because of his attacks. Yeah. I'm not used to fighting a lot of these early game bosses because I've been doing so much late game testing. So it's kind of fun to actually go through and fight these guys again, because I haven't done it in a while. As you can tell though, there are several exploit tactics you can do, primarily camping near a tree and just not letting the enemy see you, and then going back out, since the enemies have like decay on the like cooldown for that, then yeah. The trees have really wonky hitboxes though. To anyone playing the game, I'm very sorry, but stuff is kind of wonky with hitboxes here. Because, you know. And he's down. So, if I beat this guy, then that means I've beaten 2 final bosses in a row without dying, which is craziness. But the real fun part is not getting spotted. And if he spawns in any of those little beam shooting guys, then I want to have to dispatch those immediately. Frick, he spawned in a beam shooting guy. Frick, another one. These guys are genuinely disorienting, but they will die after they shoot 2 shots. All of the minions die after they after they attack enough times. So you can just focus down the boss, but it's kind of difficult to deal with this beams being fired at your head. Frick. And when stuff like that happens, it's real fun. Trying to no-hit this fight is going to be super difficult, especially if you get spotted, because his passive emits like multiple of these bees, guys. It's like a hive type creature, so it just emits a bunch of bees at all times, because I thought it was a cool idea. But yeah, trying to balance this guy with the amount of minions he spawned in was like trying to friggin' I don't know. I don't even know anymore. It's like trying to beat Dark Souls and no-hitting. There's some mad lad who I saw who actually went through and no-hit every single one of the Dark Souls games, and if that guy somehow sees this video, how are you even... We just gotta send you in if we have to deal with a threat, man. You've clearly mastered the pinnacle of human reaction time and ability if you've managed to do that. I haven't even played the game, but I've heard of so many unfair things about it, so I'm not even gonna try playing it because of that. At least not right now. Maybe later. Maybe one of these times I'll just upload it to friggin' YouTube of me failing miserably at playing Dark Souls for like half an hour. I don't know. I have been fighting this guy for a little bit. Most of the final bosses usually aren't too terrible with their length, and a lot of later bosses do have like self-damage mechanics to make it a little bit easier. But boss fights can take a while, so you kind of just have to not lose focus and fight the dudes. This is one of the first fights that's gonna actually take a while, though. All the bosses after this have like 1,000 health, so it shouldn't take this long. It's also made worse because you can't headshot with this guy, because his head's in the center of his body. Alright, that's that guy down. And now for the fun part. This does provide a bit of lore, this specific cutscene, as to how you actually end up in the ice region. You aren't supposed to be here. Like, you seriously aren't supposed to be in this area. Frick, it's a thunder guy. It's Thunderbolt. Ow! Ow! I almost just died. Ow. There's not many attacks that can, like, one-shot you. Those are reserved for later. But there are attacks that can two-shot you, or that do enough damage over time to one-shot you if you're within their area for more than half a second. But it gets more punishing as the game goes on. Most beam attacks are the ones that are the most threatening, even if they're just beams like that, because they're instantly transmitted to your location. Oh, frick, you saw me. So, even if you're otherwise doing good in terms of dodging stuff, then, yeah. One of the good things about bosses is that you can generally just go in a circle around them to avoid them, but with that specific lightning attack, it doesn't always work. You have to, like, dodge around and be strategic. Frick, stop making me go in a circle. Stop making me do this. Stop making me do this, you stupid giant cloud. Stop it. I don't want to go in a circle. I don't want to go in a circle. Stop this. Stop this madness, brother. He exploded into a cloud of dust. Alright, let's see how long I can go without healing here. Just because it's... Okay, I forgot how fast those things were. Holy frick. And there are some references in this game. There's not too many of them, but I do know I put in a Deltarune reference on this boss specifically with one of the attacks. Because of how, it worked. Oh, frick, you saw me. Oh, frick. Oh, frick, that ain't good. I was just trying to go up to him and try and get some damage off. That attack right there is the reference. If you know what the reference is, then good on you. If you don't, go play Deltarune. Go friggin' play Deltarune. Go watch a specific character that looks like a deer, use a certain ability, and you'll know what the reference is, okay? It's also explicitly mentioned in the logbook to make sure that y'all know I put the reference in. But yeah. This guy isn't too difficult compared to some of the snow bosses. It's just a bit chaotic given the fast attacks on the head. I only know I'm in danger once I'm in the red like that, at which point I heal. I'll get him soon though. Come on, man. Yeah, there we go. It's a little laggy when bosses die. I don't fully know why, but the amount of checks that have to be done with that probably explain it. This guy's really rough if he doesn't see you, just because you have to stay inside that barrier without actually. I died. Okay, frick. Oh, new weapon time. Which one do I pick? Also, in case you're wondering, here's every single logbook I unlocked. I haven't gotten to boss 14 yet. Boss 14 is actually really hard, but yeah. And you can start in different environments, but I'm gonna have to do a lot of that again. Hive's Wrath 1 is pretty good, so I'll keep it. Because it has a really good attack where you can just do this next to the boss. Pretty decent attack, actually. Ow, frick. Okay, that was super close. That was too close for comfort. I forgot that he can attack multiple times. Use that, he attacks multiple times. Because it just do detections whenever it does that. Because this boss has some relatively low cooldowns on his abilities, he can attack multiple times by doing stuff. The reload of the gun is quite literally just fixing the gun and scraping some honey off the bottom of it to shoot. That's all it is just that. All the weapon attacks are based off an attack from the boss of some kind. That was a rule that I had for myself, just because I thought it'd be fun. But, yeah. This is a pretty decent weapon. Should get him down faster. But I'm scared to use the other attack again, because it's kind of random what he does when that's happening. Dodge. Pew. Haha, okay, he's down. That guy's kind of hard to notice because he's already kind of a darker colored boss, but most of them you can see when they're doing that. Come on, all I gotta do is get up right next to it, boom. But you do not want to be directly next to a boss when it's attacking, for obvious reasons, but also because, you know, that one in particular is gonna wreck me if he does it. Like, okay, yeah, that. See, I knew that would happen. The reason why that attack's so difficult is because it's unpredictable. It doesn't lock onto you, so yeah. This is one of the few bosses where the model effects would actually not look bad on it. It does that. Slide. I'm just hitting him with half of all the thorns of that shot, which is a decent amount of thorns. Doing a combo of these two abilities often works for offensive purposes. The SB-10 is pretty good though. There's 10 shots. It's the most shotgun-like weapon I have anything I'm equivalent here, and then yeah. Boom. Come on, you're supposed to go boom when I say boom. There we go. It's cooperating finally. Now this is a guy I died to, so I better be very careful. How did only one of those hit him? Did only one of those friggin' hit him, bro? Okay, nope, I hit him with every single friggin' one in that shot. I mean, I'm in a kind of confined space, so that's no surprise. I don't think I've actually beaten this guy without getting spotted before, but it's a good idea to just stay near the line of sight without being in it, because then it takes longer for it to do a shorter turn, because essentially if you're on the other side, it takes the same amount of time to go from one side to the other as it takes 3 feet if you're next to it. So if you abuse that fact, then you could pretty much just evade like a lot of trouble. Ooh. This guy's a pretty cool boss though. Pun not intended, because I just noticed with the ice area I decided cool. But this is actually pretty difficult. If you touch that barrier, you will die, and the boss teleports you back into the radius if you're too far out anyway, so It's always fun when you're on the other side of the map and then the boss just appears in the center, and it's like, oh hey, I don't know where I am now, but I'm near this guy, so yeah. I'd love to just add, like, I feel like it'd be pretty cool to have a couple more modes in this one. Obviously, I'm gonna have, like, a set mode, like, a couple more modes, because there's a couple unfinished areas in the settings menu. Most likely, it could be cool if there was just a chaotic mode that just had, like, a bunch of crazy crap going on with it. Woo! That is one of the few beams from this guy that I'm genuinely terrified of, because of its sheer level of power. Whoa, okay, how did I do that? You gotta think quickly, though. It's best to just kind of keep the head in your general line of sight. You're line of sighting the boss this time around, and don't do anything stupid like use your dash attack, because if you do, you'll probably die. So just stay in a predictable line, and then avoid that attack. Oh hey, there's our funny little misguided soldier, who severely sucks at his only job, which was to not die. Now granted, it wasn't really his fault. The thing he was sent to do was something that, like, had absolutely shredded, like, several other soldiers, but yeah. If your Widow Eye doesn't just hold the pistol, it's because it's going to be annoying for you to make a transition, so just pull it out during attacks. But enough messing around. This is a time where he will do self-damage with this, so pew 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 pew. The jankiness of the arms kind of adds to the effect, though, of him being like a frozen. That's one of the faster attacks that he has. It's often good to just dash to avoid it. I actually got him. But the dude actually doesn't die until I'm not gonna spoil anything. Dude does. I will say one thing: he does die at some point, but we're not gonna tell you when, because then that takes the whole fun out of it. This is the final area. So we've just gone through 3 different areas. Okay. Okay, that's the attack you are scared of. Don't go do that attack. That's a bad attack, because that is pretty hard to dodge. And despite what it seems like, it is random. Sometimes bosses will alternate, sometimes they'll do the same attack 5 times in a row. It just depends. As you can tell, this is the same attack again. But it's random, makes it more fun. You never know what's coming next, so you always gotta be prepped. You see the indicator, you figure out which attack it is, and you dodge accordingly. This is mainly inspired off the idea of making like a boss rush style game, kind of like Monster Hunter. But that was just like, sorry. But then I was just like, what happens if we add stealth into this? So now you have to actually avoid something. Now, a really funny cheese tactic for these stationary bosses, especially this one, is to just stand here in like one place and then just shoot. It's annoying because you can't use your dash ability or anything, and it ain't fun, but it is a cheese tactic. Okay, hi. You almost just laser beamed me into another reality, so yeah. Also, if you want to just move around, it's good to not just spam attack without reason, because bosses only attack when they see you or when they get hit. I thought it'd be better than just having it attack randomly, because then there's no real novelty to it. Like, you can, technically a boss can stay alive forever, but that'll be something. It'd be really cool to have an achievement where if a boss stays alive for like 5 minutes, the boss leaves, and so you have to, like, just stay there for like 4 minutes or something. Oh yeah. But these attacks are kind of crazy. This is one of the biggest bosses in the game, aside from the final boss. Oh frick! I forgot about this attack. Get moving. Okay, hi, buddy. That's an attack that he does. We start spinning around like a mad lad, and yeah, it's a pretty cool attack. This guy's the only guy large enough to get hit by every single stinger. If you really wanted to, he could. Oh, I forgot he does that. Oh, okay. Well, if I'm down, I'm gonna just use this. This weapon is essentially a one-shot to anything that has a head, because it does like 150 or so damage if it has a head. So I can just boom. And after like a few shots, he'll be down. It does take a bit for these later game bosses, but it's one of the more OP weapons in the arsenal. That guy's gonna be pretty difficult to get past if I'm stupid, but I'm not gonna be stupid this time around, okay? I don't even have an offensive dash ability this time, so how can I be stupid with that? How are you not dead? There we go. See, that's what I was waiting for, is him to just friggin' shatter. Oh, hi, bud. Let me just hit you with an icicle. And hopefully an icicle can somehow kill a machine that's really big if it hit it enough times. The EFB's biggest weakness is bosses like these with no visible head of any kind. I don't know why I picked this weapon, but I did. And I'm gonna somehow beat the entirety of this game with it. The boss right after this is pretty crazy though. Like, it genuinely has some of the most overpowered and crazy attacks. It just takes a while to... Oh, the beam shades are changing. The shades that the boss is in are changing. It's getting darker. It's taking damage. So it still does like 50 damage as a shot. So it's a really good, like, single shot weapon. But it does take a while for it to actually kill monsters with no head. Not as long as some weapons, but it still takes a bit. When this guy dies, he explodes. Not with bullets, but as a death animation, he just gets vaporized. Healing with this guy is by far the most difficult, because you have to... Okay, I almost just ran directly into that. I'm just going in a circle to avoid the line of sight thing. Flicker, you did not just try to LOS trap me. There we go. He overheats and blows up. There we go. That's what I was waiting for. Oh yeah, this guy. Good friggin' luck hitting him. I'm gonna be real with you. He's genuinely one of the hardest bosses to hit, and he does a crap ton of damage if you do shoot him and you get unlucky with what attack he picks. Oh, frick. I suck at dodging that attack. It's a really hard attack to actually dodge, but I still suck at actually evading that, because he's really good at, like, locking onto you with it. Am I stupid? This is way easier to dodge. Get out of here. Oh, frick. Oh, frick. Oh, frick. He's dashing. Now you can tell why I said good luck hitting this guy. He has a dash attack that makes him move at Mach 10. Ironically, the best strat for him is to just stay close when he does that attack and just start circling. Where'd he go? Oh, he died. He ran out of energy there. I shot in the general direction of him. I don't even think I hit him. Oh, frick you. And that's that guy. Now, fun fact, the minions don't actually die after a while. They're crazy. So because of that... Oh, frick, I almost got trapped by that one. That's unironically one of the hardest attacks. The beams, especially the beams on the side, those ones get you because they're brutal. They sweep inwards, and so you either have to be really close to the boss or just circling around it. And I am both, so that's how I'm dodging it so well. But otherwise I wouldn't be dodging it so well. And a lot of those encounters are scary close, like, yeah. And it does the same amount of damage no matter whether it's a minion shooting a beam or not a minion shooting a beam. So it's terrifying. Get the minions. Get the minions before he spawns in more. Oh, thank goodness he's shooting the one beam that time. Fellas, why am I still shooting a fire boss with an icicle? I don't think it'll work. It'll just disintegrate into ashes. He almost just hit me with a beam after dying. Oh, there we go. Okay, this is it. Final boss time. Why did I choose this weapon? Why did I choose this weapon, bro? Why did I get this? As you can tell, this guy's pretty strong. He just vaporized the entire helicopter. And as you could tell, he's massive. Have fun fighting this freaking monstrosity. And I've already gotten seen by him, so I'm gonna have to go through an entire fight sequence with him on me. Now, the good news is I deal 150 damage on every hit, but he has 5,000 health. He's the strongest boss in the entire game, and it's meant to be a longer, more intensive fight. So, this will take up a... Oh, okay, that was really weird. Alright, so I think that run is ruined. I'm gonna have to reload, and hopefully the project loads, because it just did the thing where it, you know, it just did something on my computer will randomly do it, where it just fails. So since I essentially almost just unlocked everything, I'm going to probably pause the recording and give myself the save code for that, because I almost unlocked everything. I can edit the save code so that it's the same as what I had, but I'm gonna pause the recording here, and I will be right back. Boop. Alright guys, and I am back. Hopefully nothing got messed up with that pausing sequence, but here we go. And it should be where I have the logbook, but not the weapon. Yep, I have the logbook, but when I go over here, the weapon isn't there. But I'm going to use this weapon this time, because it's genuinely overpowered. It's one of my favorite weapons. But I will have to go through and refight every fire boss, because I specifically made it so that you can't just, like, exploit it by going right back to it. You have to actually work to get to the final boss. So if you die on it, you're going to have to go through and fight the fire bosses again. But as you can tell, this weapon's really, really strong. So I am confident I'll be able to beat every boss here quickly, because of the sheer level of power this weapon has. Now, this one made from Mirage. It's a pretty strong weapon because it just straight up it's one of the biggest weapons aside from the final boss's weapon, like in terms of just size in your hand. So it's a really good weapon to use. And I'm going to blow it up. There we go, bosses are down, and now I wait for it to not overheat before trying to, oh gosh, okay, I'm gonna have to hit this tiny little flicker with, where are you going? Why are you so quick? Why are you so quick? Why are you so quick? Get up, get up, get up, get out. Oh gosh. This is chaotic and crazy, and I am still desperately trying to kill this giant thing without getting attacked, but no hitting this guy is going to be an actual pain because he's so freaking quick. As you can tell, it melts through almost every boss in the game. Early game Bold Rocks, you could literally one-shot with this. Like, it's strong enough, in one volley, you can just vaporize any and every, Fun fact, on that attack specifically, it's like an illusion attack. You have to go near the indicators to avoid it. I'm going to point blank you. Point blank you, piece of crap. Oh my gosh, I'm going to point blank you. I'm going to, you know what? Frick you. That was supposed to be a kill shot? Frick you. Brother, just get out of here. Get out. 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 Bone. Die. Get out. I don't want to deal with you right now, man. Okay, so you can tell by the eye visor, this guy friggin'... Okay. And it was still reloading. Fucking dies. This... Okay, I actually avoided its line of sight. So now I'm going to abuse that. Just generally try and stay... Oh, frick. I'm gonna just try and generally stay out of its range. Here. It's kind of hard to do so, given its size, but you can try your best. It's also generally hard to do because you can't go right up next to the boss to see stuff. I forgot that I did that. Oh, frick, he saw me, he saw me, he saw me. Ouch! Okay. So it's gonna take a few attempts to get this guy. I forgot how hard I made the fight. That was really weird though. The indicator isn't normally supposed to do that, so I think it just bugged out for a second there. I'm just gonna go around you real quick. Do you proceed to incinerate me and everything that I have ever owned? I can't wait to vaporize you to dust today. The gun actually does have some kick to it, so it pushes you backwards a bit, as you can tell, but you can just fight that quite easily. What's not easy to fight is the kick on the other gun. Because of its sheer power level, I made it have enough kick that you physically can't move if you're trying to press against its recoil. If you're not, you can just use it to get away from bosses, but that's all. It's really useful for the recoil. Alright, this is Really Fast Fool with the equivalent of a laser cannon, part 1. And he chooses that. Oh, frick. I am so lucky he didn't do that attack twice. Had he done that, I would have been done for, brother. I can't aim at mouse. I can't aim at mouse, bro. My mouse pad's being weird. I can't aim at mouse. Nah, bro's using the easiest attack in his arsenal. Okay, never mind. And he goes back to it. Fricker. Get out of here. Okay, you did not like me saying that. Alright, cool. I'll see how it is. I'll just point blank you with a giant orb of death. He's gone. Gone like the wind. That attack is pretty rough, but it's not too terrible. Biggest issue is that because the minions are both there and they can kind of overlap with the boss sometimes, so it's hard to actually hit them a few times, but... The best strat for this guy is just to go in like a really tight circle around him and watch for the indicators. The indicators on the side means you're going to do sweep in. Not that he's going to fire 2 beams just to the side of him. That would be pointless. I almost got hit by that. As you could tell, you leave right when the final boss shows up. So, you get to the area and then you get beamed. And yeah, you're still alive. You made it out the helicopter, but the other guys didn't. In case you wonder why my weapon's different in the cutscenes as compared to the actual, thing, it's because I'm not making a cutscene for every single weapon. Do you think I'm mad? I'm not crazy. I'm also not mad as in the emotion. I mean, like, crazy mad. It's a term. How did I tank that? How did I survive that? How? How am I still alive right now, brother? How am I doing this? How did I just do that? Fighting this guy in situ is a lot harder than fighting this guy when you know you're testing this. It's a lot harder when you're on camera for some reason. I don't know why though. Kinda just wanna get this guy out of here though. I haven't actually done a good dry run of his fight though. So I have to still test it some. So I'll probably make some balancing changes, especially given the delays on the attacks and the... Okay, yep, he's in his desperation phase. I actually got him. Let's go. Let's go. Oh my gosh, that was crazy. I almost died. I was trying to hit the heal button, but he died, bro. And we're back. Okay, so we got this. We got this weapon. So I'm gonna have to just update the save code. So I'm gonna pause the recording here, and then I'm gonna quick show off the weapon before we go. So, second time I've paused in one video. We'll see how this goes. Boop. And alright. And I'm back. Congratulations. So, I'm just gonna showcase. I'm gonna just compare the two on the first boss here for a second. So, this is... both of these are gonna have headshots, and as you can tell, it's really laggy right now. I don't fully know why, but the computer is kind of having issues running this. It's not too crazy, but yeah. As you can tell, I killed him in like a couple seconds. Maybe longer, I don't know. But with this weapon, it's going to be cut in half. Quite literally cut in half. But I also want to show you how bad the recoil is on this thing. Boom. As you can tell... if you can't tell, that whole time I was holding down the A key. If I'm not holding down the A key, it looks like this. So yeah. And you want to know what its offensive ability is? It's this. I just got insta-killed by the shockwave because I forgot that it did that. But yeah, that's that. I just wanted to show that off for a bit. I will definitely be playing around with other weapons some because, yeah. But I'll be starting a new save file and a new run hopefully later today at the time of recording. And I'll see what I can do in general mode. And then I'll be playing through no-hit mode in general difficulty because I feel like it. Just see how far I can get. And then I play the duo danger mode, normal, maybe general if I feel like it. But there's a lot of videos to do. Anyways, I'll be seeing y'all later, so hopefully y'all enjoyed this. Goodbye.